Hi, everyone. This is Turning Pages with Paul and Lesley. I am Lesley.
And I'm Paul, everybody.
Hey, we're so excited to be with you again this week. I'm excited. Last week we had big fun. I think we're going to have even more fun. I think every week just gets better and better. Paul, what do you think?
I do. I have a ball doing this. I have a ball hanging out with you. I have a ball hanging out virtually with all of our subscribers who, by the way, we want to thank for being so supportive of this channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos, to subscribe, to like, to share. And thank you for hitting that notification bell so that you know every time that Lesley and I are dropping new content. It is a pleasure, everybody, to be back here again this week.
Always a pleasure. And if you're you have a love for reading, a love for books like we do, then you're in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Because we are just one big community of people that absolutely love to read, because literacy is important to our family. And we're just glad to have you as a part of this community. Thank you so much for all you do in the community as well. And Paul, I think we're about to have some fun. We're talking about tags today, everybody. We're talking about tags. We've got 5 tags that we're going to address. 5, yes. And we are going to just kind of give you some insight about us. And we definitely want some insight about what you love about reading and, you know, your favorite. So this is one of those favorite tags. We're going to start with genres. And we're going to talk about books in memory lane. We're going to talk about bookish bucket. We're just going to go for it. And I think where we need to start, though, is going down memory lane. How about a memory lane tag, Paul?
All right, that's cool.
Okay.
All right. So you go ahead and get us started.
Okay, I'm going to go for it. So first tag question is, what's the first book, Paul, that you remember reading on your own as a kid?
Wow. Now, am I answering this question, or you just reading the question?
We are both answering this question.
So who's answering first, me or you?
I'm going to let you go first, because you're always kind enough to let ladies go first. But I'm doing the asking this time.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you gentlemen go first today.
Well, thank you very much, honey. You are so kind. Aren't you kind? Aren't you kind? That's a reference from one of our favorite TV shows.
Yes.
So the book, the first book I remember reading on my own, everybody, my first book was Curious George.
Oh, wow.
Curious George. Wow. Now, I'm dating myself, but when I was in elementary school, they used to have the bookmobile come to the school.
Yes.
And I remember getting on the bookmobile, and I remember going in, and the book that would always catch my eye was Curious George and the Man with the Yellow Hat. I absolutely loved Curious George as a kid. In fact, there was another thing that they used to do in school where they used to give you a form. You take it home and your parent would allow you to order books.
Yes.
I ordered nothing.
Yes. It's not called a Scholastic. Well, they got several.
Okay.
But Scholastic has like a big one.
Okay. Well, all I ordered was one thing.
Yeah.
Curious George. I was looking for that little monkey. And so that was the book that I remember still puts a smile on my face. Curious George and the Man with the Yellow Hat. Yeah, that's the book.
Going back
yeah, that's way down. That's down memory road.
Oh my God.
That's way back there.
You're not that old, are you?
I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there. The gray is betraying a brother. I am getting there.
The trusted dusty.
Yeah. I'm not shaving it and I'm not dyeing it. I'm proud of it.
I love it. I think it's attractive.
Well, thank you, baby.
Distinguished.
Thank you. Well, thank you, baby.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, how about mine?
Yeah, what's yours?
Well, I learned, first of all, my aunt who's deceased taught me how to read. And she started me off on Dick and Jane books. But the first book I was able to read on my own, I actually have 2 copies on my shelf.
Wow.
That, you know.
Yeah, nostalgia, right?
Like that. You know, I am.
Yeah.
And it is Harry the Dirty Dog. Do you remember this, Paul?
I don't. I absolutely don't.
Well, look at this sticker. It says 50th anniversary.
Wow. So are both of those Harry?
I'm not going to tell you.
Is one Harry?
You have to
Clean
read the
Harry
book.
and Dirty Harry.
You have to
Oh, get it, Dirty Harry.
You will have to read the book to find out.
You really want me to read that?
I really do. It'll only take you, I promise you, about 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll put that on my to be read list. Yeah, I'll put it on my to be read. Yeah.
Yes, this book is an oldie but goodie by Jean Zion, and the pictures are by Margaret Bloy Graham.
Okay.
And I mean, when I picked this up, I want to tear up because, yes, this brings back great memories. And because this was one of the books that my mom and my grandmother had in the house, I would read this all the time.
Wow.
And it's just, that's why I have 2 copies. Harry the Dirty Dog.
Harry the Dirty Dog. My goodness.
So, Paul, next tag question is really a question, a tag in the genre exploration area. Okay. So the question is, you ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite genre and why?
Wow. What's my favorite genre and why?
What's your favorite genre and why?
Let me think about this for a minute. No, really. So if you've been hanging out with us, you know that I like thrillers and horror.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Yeah.
Thrillers, which normally run together.
Yeah.
And horror.
Yeah.
And sometimes one book can be all 3.
Yeah.
My favorite, anything where I'm looking at the characters and examining the plot and trying to figure out who done it.
That's good.
It intrigues me and it keeps my attention. And horror, just because I don't know why, but it's not like I like to be scared or anything, but just something about that genre just draws me in.
Right.
And I think it came from reading the Dean Koontz, Stephen King books that I read when I was younger.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I don't know, that's really what that horror, mystery, thriller deal, especially if I can find one book that has all of that together, your boy is good and reading for days. So yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. What about you, babe?
And you know what? I love that you said about it. I actually am a fan of, and I'll read me a good thriller, but I am an absolute fan, Paul, of historical fiction. Yeah. I think I've said that on the channel before. Yeah. But I don't know if I've said why. I absolutely enjoy social studies and times, events and time. I absolutely enjoy going back and in time, but what I love about historical fiction, in my opinion, is it brings those events in the past to life.
Got you.
Because in social studies, you remember social studies classes.
Yeah, I do.
We had to do so much rote memorization, in my opinion. You had to know dates, you had to know places, you had to know locations, time, and it was just like you didn't really get a chance to engage in the social studies. Right. And that I'm just speaking from my personal experience. Right. And then when I got in college, when I got to college, I had this amazing history teacher, Mr. Price, Dr. Price. Okay. And even though I remember being in the library and at my college library with index cards, 4x6 index cards, hundreds of them, trying to memorize the dates and the events and the critical parts of the critical ideas from the time. Right. And even though I was memorizing some of them, because Mr. Price or Dr. Price asked critical questions about those times, it made me wonder, hey, let me go back and learn more about history and what happened during the Industrial Revolution and what happened during the Dust Bowl. And when I got my hands on a historical fiction as an adult after graduation, wow. And the person or the author that does it the best for me is, Kristen Hanna. This is the book, the exact book that got me hooked on reading more historical fiction novels.
Okay.
This book, The Nightingales.
Okay.
This book, all of the things that were going on during the Holocaust, but even beyond that, in the other areas, in other countries, just a heart-wrenching novel.
Okay.
That really dug deep into what was really going on during that time, what people had to endure, what people had to sacrifice. It's just this one did it for me. And as you can see, it's not a
it's pretty thick to me.
But it was it was to me too.
Yeah.
But so worth it. And I think a book like this is what really got me, and of course there are others, of course, African American history, of course, but so many. But this one really shifted my thinking and had me going to the shelves looking for more historical fiction novels.
My relationship with social studies, how I had a social studies teacher who really helped to turn my life around educationally.
I remember.
Because I failed her class.
Yes.
And she asked for me again.
Yes.
Because she saw something in me.
Wow.
She saw that I was not, really reaching my full potential. And she told me that, and she made me see myself in a different light.
Yeah.
And she explained to me that I was hanging out with some people who truly struggled to do the work.
Wow.
And that's why they were acting the way they acted. And that I didn't have any excuse for basically kind of squandering the gift that God had given me.
Yeah.
She didn't say it that way, but she got it across.
That's right.
And so I really didn't like social studies because she was hard on me. But, now looking back on it, whenever I hear the word social studies, it triggers that memory of a teacher in my life who actually cared enough to challenge me and didn't just cast me aside as another hard-headed kid.
Teachers rob.
Teachers absolutely. Teachers who care and who are invested.
They rob.
They absolutely do rob. They do. All right, so that's my story. So I'll let y'all in a little bit further, just a little bit further.
Thank you to that beautiful social.
Thank you so much for the impact that you made on my life.
Okay, third tag.
Yeah.
Ready?
Number 3.
How do you feel about genre blending?
Wow.
In books.
Okay, so this is a question I never thought of in my entire life. Genre blending. So I just finished my first. Well, maybe not my first, but a book that really did that. You introduced me to the term romantasy. And I've read fantasy books before, but I have never read a romance book before. And so to have a book that brought both of those together at the same time was interesting. And it was okay.
Okay.
The fantasy side of it was amazing.
Okay.
The romance side of it just got to be just a little much for me. Yeah, it was just a little much for me. To each his or her own. I'm not bashing the genre as a whole. I'm just saying for me, the romance part was just a little much.
Okay.
But the fantasy part of it, the action and the whole dynamics of relationships, I think I told you, kind of like reading a soap opera to me.
Right.
That part of it was really, really good. And like I said, when it comes to mystery thrillers and then horror mystery thrillers combining together, I'm all for that. So I say that they're pretty good. I enjoy them done the right way. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, done the right way.
Yeah, I enjoy them too. I love the romantasy. Like you said, I'm still reading a book that we're probably going to review eventually.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
A romantasy, romance, and fantasy, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. I some of those romances can be a bit,
Yeah, a little much.
Fiery. Let's say
much.
Fiery. A little fiery.
Yeah, a little much.
But the blending of genres, like you said, I'm not a big horror person, but I am a lover of suspense,
right,
and thrillers coming together.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that. I've read other fantasy and romance books that blend well together. It's just really good. Of course, historical fiction, even though it's a genre of its own, it's still blending the two together, which I absolutely love, as you know, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, genre blending done right.
Right.
Genre blending done right. This Fourth Wing, it's there. Like I said, books like Kristen Hanna and other books I really enjoy. If it's done correctly, if it's done right. So yeah, genre blending, I don't have any problems with it.
Yeah. And you know, one thing I'm learning in this journey too is that I'll read books and they'll be part of a book that I just don't like.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I just don't like it. I don't like the approach. I don't like the way it's written. And that's cool.
Yeah.
And then there'll be other parts of the book that I think are fantastic. And I think that's the journey of reading.
Yeah.
Is that
absolutely.
Sometimes you like a whole book and then sometimes you'll like portions of a book. But that's how you find out what you like.
Yeah.
By picking them up and reading them, I think.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you mentioned that, because for me, what's hard for me sometimes is science fiction.
Okay.
Only because in some science fiction books, they're way too technical.
Yeah.
And it kind of deters from the fiction or the narrative.
Right.
But then I've read books like Illuminate that blends the science and the fiction together perfectly. I mean, you know, it still has the robust narrative, but at the same time, you're getting that science in there. Yeah. Let me see. There's somebody else that does it well. Oh my gosh, what's his name? It's coming. I can't bring it to my mind right now, but he does it so well. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think. Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson does such a great job with his books. There's a series that I truly think is well worth reading, because he blends the science and the fiction well. So yeah, genre blending, perfection. Number 4, you ready?
Number 4?
Number 4.
Let's do it.
Okay, what's one book you'd love to see adapted as a TV series or a film?
You must know I'm reaching for a book, everybody.
That's a book you want me to read. We did a book swap. So
this book lies.
Yeah.
To see this on film, man, let me tell you, because this book right here is solid, everybody. It's solid. It is solid. T.M. Logan wrote a humdinger of a book right here, and I would like to see this one made into a movie, because just the whole plot of the movie is a person living their life, going about their life, being happy and just thinking everything's golden and wonderful, and then in one day they find out that everything that they had been enjoying for all these years is an absolute lie. I'm telling you. And then everything that follows after that, as that person is trying to navigate everything now that they're finding out about the people around him and the events that have taken place, would make a fantastic movie. Now, you know, it could already be a movie. I just didn't know. But if it is, somebody let a brother know so I can see it.
Please.
But if it's not, yeah, this Lies is the real deal.
T.M. Logan his prop.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Yeah. So there's several that I'd love to see. And I think maybe both that I'm thinking about, they have something in the works. But definitely, remember I had the book, The Maidens, by Alex Michaelides. I listened to the pronunciation.
So that is
Michaelides.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So I can't wait to review that book. But I want you to read it first.
Okay.
Because then we can do a spotlight on all 3.
Okay.
Because you would have read your reading the silent
I think you mentioned that in our last video or one before that. Yeah.
I think that would be good. But the one that I really could see and I'm not finished with it, but I kept saying, Paul, this one, I can see what I'm reading. Sometimes, you read and from time to time you see it.
Right.
But from beginning to where I am now, I can see everything in a movie or a series. And that is.
Okay. Yeah, you said that. You said that the other day.
This one, Rebecca Yarros.
Yeah, you said that the other day.
I do believe I went and Googled you, and I think you have something in the works with the Michael B. Jordan Outlier Society, and you all are working on a series. I could be wrong, but that's what I Googled and found. I hope that's true, because, honey, I can see this in a series or a film. I can see the dragons flying. I can see people falling to their death. I can see it all. This one would make a great series or film.
I
think you would agree.
I mean, I watch Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So, that's right down my alley.
Right up your alley.
Sword fights and dragons. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. So
I'm in. Yeah.
I can't. Hopefully that what I read on Google is true, and we will be seeing that as a series or as a film.
So. All right.
So we're on our last and final tag, everyone.
Man.
Can you believe it, Paul?
Oh, man.
Last and final tag.
So fast.
It went fast, but this one is a humdinger. Okay, you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
Name 3 books you'd want to read or you want to read by the end of the year.
3 books.
Name 3 books you want to read by the end of the year.
Okay, well, one of them is on my Goodreads.
Okay.
And so it's by Craig Groeschel.
Okay.
And this book is called Winning the War in Your Mind. Change your thinking, change your life. Wow. This is one of the books that I want to read.
Okay.
Because I believe, as the Bible says, that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind.
Absolutely.
I believe that the mind is powerful as it relates to how we speak, how we behave, and our outcomes.
Yeah.
And I know that when our thinking is changed, our outcomes have the chance to change too.
Absolutely.
And so reading books like that help me to just really, how can I put it? Books that help me to really be cognizant of my thinking and my frame of mind as it relates to my enjoyment of life, success, whatever it is. I like to read those kinds of books.
Okay.
Now, the next one is a book that I've had for a while that I think we got from, what's the name of it? The book, what now? The place that used to be the place
in
we
our
go
local.
To. Yeah. What's the name of that?
Book Warehouse.
The Book Warehouse.
Yes.
This book is called Underground Airline.
Yes, I remember that one.
This book right here is wow. I started reading it and I didn't finish it.
Okay.
But I guess it's a historical fiction.
Okay.
Because it's a book. So in the book, it basically opens up by saying that everything is what it is: smartphones, social networking, Happy Meals, and all of that. But it says that the Civil War never occurred.
Oh.
And so in this book, it's saying that there are 4 states called the Hard 4 where slavery is still in place.
Okay.
And our main character is a free Black man. But he works for the government and the U.S. Marshals.
Okay.
And it's about his conflict, about how he feels about his job. I don't want to talk too much.
Okay.
I definitely want to read this one before the year is out. And then, I mean, speaking of my genre, Stephen King, you like it darker just because I need to read it. I mean, like I hadn't read a Stephen King book in a long time, and I need to read this book. I went through a lot to get this book. My beautiful wife, she bought this book for me, and I need to get those 3 books read before the end of the year. And now that I think about it, when you first asked the question, I was like, end of the year, man, it's already
I know.
It's what's this? September?
Yeah.
Sheesh. I don't have much time, so I need to get cracking.
There's a lot of books I need to get read that I want to read.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
Okay. So what are yours?
Books that I want to read, but these three I definitely want to read by the end of the year. And the first one is by Richard Osman, The Thursday Murder Club.
Wow.
Remember this one?
I do remember that.
Yeah, The Thursday Murder Club, about the senior citizens trying to solve this murder mystery. So I want to get this one done by the end of the year.
Okay.
I love a good cozy mystery, and I believe that's what this is.
Yeah.
My second one is a middle grades read because, Paul, you know,
I know
am
you do.
a fan of middle grades books.
Yes, ma'am.
They took the category out of Goodreads. Please, Goodreads, bring it back because I believe it just, you know, maybe there wasn't a market for it, but I love a good middle grades read. And that's Amari and the Great Game.
Yeah. You've shown that one before.
B.B. Austin.
Yeah.
African-American author, I think from out of South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
I want to read this one simply because the third one just came out. Literally, I think a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And so I want to be done with this so I can get to the next one and hopefully finish that by the end of the year as well.
Okay.
So this one and the third book.
All right.
Yeah, Amari and the Great Game. The first one I have here, Amari and the Knight Brothers. How beautiful is she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was amazing. Amazing. So I remember exactly where it ended. So I'm excited about this one, especially because of who's on the cover.
All right.
That's exactly what this book is going to be about. I'm excited.
Okay.
And then lastly, one of the books that I know for without a shadow of a doubt, if I'm wrong, we'll talk about it. That'll be some good content. Okay. I know this book is going to end up being nominated for Best Historical Fiction.
Okay.
So I need to get this read before the Goodreads Choice Awards come.
Okay.
And that is Kristen Hanna's
The Women. All right.
The Women. I think set in Vietnam War, during the Vietnam War. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But yeah, during the Vietnam War, I just caught it.
Okay.
Women during the Vietnam War.
All right.
Okay, so I want to definitely get this read because I want to be able to vote on books that are nominated.
Gotcha.
And I want to be. I'm almost certain. We'll see. That'll be a good discussion. That this one's going to be the winner.
All right. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, The Women by Kristen Hanna.
Cool.
Yeah. So that wraps up today's book tag for today. I hope you found value in this content. I had fun, Paul.
I did too. That was very creative, babe. Thanks for coming up with that one.
Hey, no problem. I enjoy a good tag every now and then. We'll do those throughout the rest of the year and into the new year. If everybody finds value. So you all, if you did find value, please do give us a thumbs up and send us some feedback.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, take those 5 tags and go ahead and put in the comment section what your answers would be, because we would love to read your feedback on those 5 tag questions. Okay?
Yeah, because we really do go through the comments.
We really do.
And we read your comments. Yeah. We really do. And as you all know, if you've ever commented on one of our videos, we do respond.
Absolutely.
Because we are interested in what you read. Again, remember everybody, this is a community. We're all in this together.
That's it.
And we just enjoy it. So yeah, go ahead and answer those 5 questions and let us know what your answers are.
Yeah.
So we're about to get out of here, but before we do, I want to thank everybody who answered me when I asked about what other Kindle or Kobo or books or whatever it is I should pick up. I ended up getting the little teeny tiny little baby Kindle. And you can literally put it in your pocket.
It's so
I've been reading on it a little bit here and there. It's pretty cool. I am enjoying it. So thank you everybody who answered that question and responded in the comments. You really helped me to narrow down my decision, and I got a good deal on it too.
Yeah, you
did. Good looking out. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you all. Thanks so much for all of your support. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead today and subscribe to this channel.
Please do.
We would really appreciate it. Please, everybody, don't forget to hit the like button, the thumbs up. That way, it will help to grow our channel. and more people will get a chance to see and experience this community together, all of us.
Yep.
So thank you so much. If you found value, please hit the like button. If you don't mind, can you go ahead and share this content with your family, friends, and loved ones? And hey, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when Turning Pages with Paul and Lesley are on, ready with some new content. So Paul, that's a wrap.
Yes, it is.
I hope we see each other next week.
Yep.
This amazing community. And you know, from now until this time, you know what to do. Keep turning those pages.
See you next week.
Time. Bye. Peace.